Now, in my opinion, and this is what I think everyone should do, that's fighting for freedom. Because these courtrooms ain't going to give you your rights until you invoke them the right way in these courtrooms. And you do it, same thing with these cops. When they pull you over and walk up, you say nothing, and you invoke this stuff. And then you shut up. I invoke the Declaration of Independence. I invoke the Constitution. I invoke the Supremacy Clause. When you're talking to cops. And when it comes to the judge, you invoke those three, and you invoke the jury nullification. They hate that. Texas hates due process. The 14th Amendment. Texas is the most totalitarian state, terroristic state there is in this country. Damn, New York and California was bad, but Texas is like, we're in competition. We're going to be worse. And I bet you $1 million Texas hates due process of law. But when you bring it up, they have to enforce it. Because they got camera in them courtrooms. Now, I'm a George Washington. I'm a freedom fighter, as George Washington was. That's my name now. I'm George Washington. My opinion, everybody who's fighting for freedom and liberty should claim to be George Washington. Throw away those state-sanctioned IDs and driver license. States created them. Government didn't. If you're a citizen of the United States government didn't say you have to have identification and or driver license. You're not a statesman. You're a countryman. A countryman is of a country, not of a nation, not of a state, not of anything else. A countryman. God, country, and guns. Or family and guns. That's what it was. God, country, family, and guns. That's what they was for. Not states. They didn't say states. They didn't say God, states. That's country. Our country. North America. The United States of America is the government. All the states united together to make up that plantation. The United States of North America, but it just says America. Confuse you. Let's leave this word out, put this word in, and rephrase it this way, and then the people will think it's true, and when we tell them this and that, because they don't know, they can't question. They'll just believe it. And we'll get to rule over them and have our reign over them. Because they're all stupid. Ignorant. But we got all the info. We got it in our hands. Away from them. All the truth. And anything else we burnt up, got rid of. So the people don't know the real truth of what's going on. I'm a George Washington. All you freedom fighters out there, George Washingtons, the forefathers. And I'm going to claim myself to be George Washington. It's my right as a free man. With no law that says I can't change my name at will. No law. Because they can't. Because I'm private. I'm separate from them. They can't claim me as something unless I say, yeah, I'm that too. I don't live in your jurisdiction. I live on land called North America. I don't live in your view of reality of a government and states and all this commercial crap. Because I'm supposed to be free. All that other is used to control you and me. Outside of the Constitution and our rights, our God-given, unalienable, inherent rights. Says it in, shouldn't say it in the Declaration of Independence. God-given inherent rights to self-govern, govern myself. No other man can govern over me, according to the Declaration of Independence. That's what we celebrate. And this one's a lot shorter. I made another one. It was a little long, 27 minutes. And I started having hiccups and stuff because now I had to turn my data off to make this one, or to redo it. So this one is shorter. You know, I was talking about, you know, they took your water, they took the trees, they took the plants of the land that was free, that God gave us, for us, and they uprooted and got rid of, you know, fruit trees and all that everywhere, so people can't, you know, homeless can't go up the trees and have something to eat for free. You gotta starve to death or get a job and go buy it. Make us money. We don't give a damn about you. We want our kingdom, money, and power. Theirs. It's not ours. This ain't our kingdom. We don't control it. We're just here, doing our little thing. And then listening to them and doing what they want, or we get in trouble by other men, humans, and women now. Used to be mostly men. Now they had to put women in there because of the Civil Rights Act. To help destroy stuff even more. Women were prized. Well, this government don't prize them anymore. Here's a gun, here's a suit, and a gun, and some bombs and grenades, and go to war. You're not sacred anymore. We don't give a damn about you. That's why they created the equality BS. The feminism BS. To get women who are unintelligent in the truth and don't know how to think right and question, you know, rationalize, and it just goes along with it. And they knew it happened and destroyed this country even further. Less marriages, more divorces, more women killing their kids, men not marrying the woman, having that conscience and that intelligence that I created a kid and I'm responsible for that kid. That's my kid. I have to marry her, and I have to. We have to be together to help take care of that kid and teach the kid right from wrong, and to grow up right and not be violent and hurting other people. And when that happens, if we really don't love each other still, or never have, but we, you know, respect it and everything, and just the kid is first, kid's out of the house, we can split up. 18 years. If you have one kid. Yeah, that's a long time. But you made the mistake. Both made the mistake. It ain't one, it's both. But the main one is the one that opened up their leg and said, come on in. And that's what happened. So, both makes the mistake. But the biggest one that makes the mistake is the women. Because they should know, if I get pregnant, I don't want to take care of a kid, and I don't want to be pregnant, I should not have sex. Or you use your mouth, and you use the other hole. That's it. But from a George Washington, these people ain't going to be for due process of law unless we invoke it, we enforce it, because that's the only way. It's there for us to know what our rights are, and we are to know that we have the right to invoke those rights. The courts say it. You got to invoke your rights when you talk to a cop. If you don't, they can do what they want. They've admitted it. Cops can do whatever they want to you if you don't invoke your rights. So on their body cam, looking at their body cam, not at them, I invoke Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights, and the Supremacy Clause. And once that's on camera, and you do the same thing, you know, and when it comes to signing stuff, I do not consent. Cease and desist. And then when you go before the others, prosecutor, in the jail, if it's something they really want to get you on, where you stand in front of a window and someone talks to you, says, and you let them get all this stuff that you ain't supposed to. Stand there, I invoke the Declaration of Independence, I invoke the Constitution, and I invoke the Supremacy Clause, and I invoke jury notification right to their face while you're in jail. I guarantee you, they'd be letting you out that day or the next day. And you tell them right there, I'm invoking all these in the courtroom too when I show up to court. Either you hate due process of law, the Declaration of Independence, Constitution, and Supremacy Clause, and you're just not going to enforce them as it is your job. It's not just their oath, it's their job qualification. Like yours, when you go to work for some business, you got job qualification. You do this, and this, or you get fired. But in order for them to do it, we got to tell them to do it. Or we can report them to the U.S. Marshals under a criminal complaint form. Because they're the top dog of all these politicians and judges and cops. And that's when you find out. If they don't do anything, they're controlled and they're on their side. And then there's only one way. We're going to have to stop all this and fix it. George Washington style. Like that TV show with the zombies. I used to watch it and I forgot what it was called. And I am, all these people going, I am one name. Their leader. They all was the name. Had the name of their leader. I am so-and-so. And you don't cave. You don't let them have your fingerprints. You fight. They're not supposed to force you to do anything against your will. Due process of law, 14th Amendment, while you're in their custody, they're supposed to make sure no harm comes against you. Once you're in custody, a custodial arrest, which is a detainment. Custodial. Custody. You're in a custodial custodies or custodial, stop. You can't go nowhere. Your rights apply. They got custody of you. That makes them a custodian over you. A guardian. And their oath of office is to enforce the 14th Amendment. And when you see them sitting here beating up people, and nobody's invoking the 14th Amendment in these courtrooms after they've been injured by cops, and it's enforcing that they broke the law, 14th law of the land, and I want them prosecuted. I want them charged and prosecuted. I'm going to settle. Okay, you want me to settle? I want their peace officer's license stripped from them and in my hand. And I'll settle for this amount. And you take them off the fucking streets. That's how we do it. Oh, we ain't gonna settle, you gonna do that, you know. Okay, then I'm going fully through it and I'll make more money. I'll get rich, make me rich, I don't care. I'm tired, we're tired of this stuff. We're tired of terrorists on the streets out just looking to terrorize somebody. Just because they exist, I see you and I won't come and bother you and terrorize you and make your life, ruin your life if possible. But my life will be fine. I'll get to sleep in my bed, be with my family and friends while you're stuck in jail over BS. Because monsters want to be cops and ruin people's lives for money. And to have a job. You don't do it, you're fired. So, all right, I'm done. I'm George Washington. Take care, everybody, or everyone. Bye, everyone.